Breaking news, a Westminster man is dead after a car crash. The Oconee County coroner, tells us it happened on Doyle Street this afternoon. Details are limited at the time. The coroner says that a 61-year-old man died in a single vehicle collision. Right now, the death has been classified as accidental.
Police responded to a gunshot report yesterday evening on West Henrietta Street. Officers say they found a male victim shot and lying in a field behind South Pinckney Street. He was rushed to Spartanburg Regional Medical Center but later died. Investigators identified Charles Young as a suspect, and warrants have been issued for murder and weapons charges. Young is still at large and considered armed and dangerous. Authorities urge anyone who sees him to call 911 immediately and not to approach. We'll keep you up to date on air and on our website, WSPA.com.
Malachi, thank you. We are updating breaking news. An Anderson County man has been sentenced to prison for sex crimes against minors. The Attorney General's office tells 7 News he had child sexual abuse material, including of babies and toddlers, and sexually assaulted a minor. This week, Julio Reyes pleaded guilty to 1 count of criminal sexual conduct with a minor and sexual exploitation of a minor. The AG's office says the investigation started in August of 2023 when a special investigator discovered a network with the child sexual abuse material. Reyes was sentenced to a total of 25 years with credit for time served.
The woman police say was shot in the face in Fountain Inn last week has filed a lawsuit against the man charged with shooting her. Police in Fountain Inn say on July 7th they found a woman shot near North Main Street and Village Vista Drive. 2 men were arrested, Herman Burdett Jr. and Randy Palazzola. Burdett Jr. faces attempted murder and a weapons charge. Palazzola charged as an accessory. The woman filed a civil suit last week in Greenville County, claiming she believed Burdett Jr. had copious amounts of alcohol or other mind-altering substances before driving, and claims Burdett Jr. shot out of his moving car 4 times, that a bullet hit her in the face and jaw, destroying many of her teeth. The woman has multiple facial reconstruction surgeries and is permanently disfigured. The lawsuit says her legal team is asking for a jury trial.
Haywood County confirms another case of whooping cough. Now they have 7 active cases. Experts describe it as a highly contagious respiratory illness spreading through coughing and sneezing. It can be especially dangerous for pregnant women, babies, and people with weakened immune systems. Haywood County Health and Human Services says there are vaccines available at their office on Paragon Parkway in Clyde.
Greenville County is putting a pause on a certain type of development. It involves cluster housing. Our 7 News' Lauren Miller spoke with housing groups who say it's a mistake.
Cluster development is homes close together with mixed use involving green space or shops. But now the county has approved an amendment to a moratorium on future development. This decision also blocks any and all future applications from developers. According to the county's resolution, the decision is in light of ongoing concerns about misinterpretation, inconsistent application, and impacts on rural character infrastructure and citizen quality of life. That concern was understood by Tamika Thomason, treasurer of Beyond Housing.
I think that they put it out there because developers are coming here and they're doing whatever they want to do. There's no guardrails on developers. They're allowing them to build as many as they want to, and there's no one actually watching to make sure that they're doing what they're supposed to do.
But she worries the moratorium could hurt the future of Greenville County.
It could potentially put a strain on getting more housing. And what we have to look at is, and we've seen this happen in cities where they stop development altogether and those cities start depreciating. And that can happen here.
She says a different idea could have been to implement fines on developers with the money going back to the county. Councilman Alan Mitchell says it's only temporary. The moratorium gives the council and the planning commission time to understand cluster development and how to make it fit better in the community.
They wanted to do it for up to a year so that they could really get into in-depth discussions about clusters.
The moratorium is 12 months, but could be reduced at a later meeting or terminated if the council reaches an agreement. In Greenville County, Lauren Miller, 7 News.
Development applications for cluster development will be blocked starting August 2nd.
About 2.5 weeks, kids in Anderson County will be back in school, if you can believe it.
I know, back to school time already. But before that happens, Anderson School District 5 is looking for one more school resource officer to add to their team. Our Ariana Meadows reports.
School resource officers, they're the eyes and ears of the entire building. Governor Henry McMaster says starting this fall, every public school in the state will have funding for a school resource officer. Anderson County District 5 has an opening at Westside High School they're looking to fill immediately.
My ideal SRO is somebody that loves kids, being involved, just staying interactive with the community. Somebody that is personable, approachable, loving, but still has that strong backbone to handle things when something arrives.
Lieutenant Macy Gaines is a supervisor over SROs. Gaines says candidates must go through training and become certified as a Class 1 officer. Throughout the school year, but especially during the summer, officers spend countless hours undergoing active shooter training, hand-to-hand combat, and de-escalation techniques.
We do the training just to stay on top of things. Especially with active shooters, you know, we want to be prepared. We want to know the layouts of the school, places that may need to be looked at, extra attention, that type of thing.
Throughout the school day, SROs constantly check all exterior doors, monitor the halls, and maintain a visible presence to deter threats. School resource officers say their job is not only to protect, but also to counsel.
For me, I just take every opportunity, whether it's eating lunch, going to the library, reading books with them. Some kids, they might get home, and the only time they see someone like me is in a negative light, you know, so just taking advantage to change that perception.
Officers tell us it goes far beyond the badge. Your school starts to feel like home.
When I was in a school, those were my students, those were my teachers, those were my administrators, and I would do anything I could to make sure they stayed safe throughout the day.
In Anderson County, Ariana Meadows, 7 News.
The Anderson County Sheriff's Office says the school district is also looking for 10 crossing guards. To find out how you can apply to be an SRO or crossing guard, visit WSPA.com. Nicole, thank you. A controversial rule about school bathrooms is officially in effect in South Carolina. State House reporter Caroline Yaffa explains the law and how it's already facing legal challenges.
This rule forces students to use the restroom for the gender they were assigned at birth. This is in effect for 1 year, but some lawmakers hope to make it permanent. This rule was passed in the state budget. It mandates public school students use bathrooms and locker rooms based on the gender listed on their birth certificate, even if it differs from their gender identity. Republican Representative Fawn Petalino says they felt it was important to have this in the budget this year, while they work on getting a bill passed. Jace Woodrum with the American Civil Liberties Union says principals and school districts should be in control of their schools' policies, not the government.
Transgender kids aren't new. Local school leaders have been figuring out how to support transgender kids and their safety at schools for years, decades. But now our state lawmakers have decided that they know better.
You don't want girls having to be seen or see male parts, but you also don't want boys, having to deal with promiscuous girls and being accused of anything happening in a locker room.
Representative Petalino says she thinks this bill will pass in the next legislative session. In Columbia, Caroline Yaffa, 7 News.
A middle school student in the Low Country and the Alliance for Full Acceptance have filed a lawsuit in the federal court challenging this rule. The case is still ongoing, but of course we will provide more details when they arrive.